Yeah! What up, guys? You know who it is. It's Notice, the know-it-all. Real name's Daniel. Most people call me Notice, the know-it-all, because, well, I act like I notice things, and I also act like a know-it-all. Can be kind of annoying, but as long as the knowledge that I put forward helps some people in their life, I'm all for it. And it was all worth it. I used to give people a lot of random thoughts that were just jumbled in my head. But since then, I've been trying to organize these thoughts and actually use this knowledge to make my life better. And now that's the type of content I want to give you today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to review some books that I've been reading lately that have helped me a lot. And you'll be able to get them down in the description below. So I'm going to move from the present to the past here. So which ones am I reading today? So this book, I am on page probably like 40, so I'm just getting into it. Grant Cardone, Be Obsessed or Be Average. He uses this as a mantra. He always says it, so he finally just wrote a book about it. Now, what he talks about in this book is literally that when he was growing up, everybody used to say, okay, you have a problem, you have this, you have that. And, you know, it wasn't that he had a problem. It was that he used something that he did have in the wrong way. So what it was, you know, they said he had ADHD or an addictive personality, compulsive personality. And at first, this personality led him to get into a lot of fights. It led him to get addicted to drugs. When he was like in his 20s, he was literally doing like cocaine every day, and he was a mess. In and out of rehabs, etc., etc. And if you know anything about Grant Cardone now, he is on his way to being a billionaire, bringing in $100 million plus a year, has his own private jet, owns 5 companies, 5 TV shows. I could be off on those numbers a little bit, but you get the picture, you get the point. And I love watching his Snapchats, and he responds to all the Snapchats, which is kind of cool. I know he gets a lot of Snapchats, but he actually sends me videos. It's really dope. But anyways, the whole premise of the book is he turned his addictive personality into something good. Okay, now he's using that obsessive nature that he always had inside of him for business, for bettering his life, so he can better the people's lives that, you know, he's influencing, or the people that he's around, his family, etc. So he talks about in the book, I mean, I'm only 40 pages in, but I get the whole picture. He talks about how middle-class mindset of just, you know, making it by, doing what you got to do just to make it by, living that safe lifestyle is what holds people back. He looks at everything in life like it's do or die, right? He says every single person that was ever great, that ever changed the world, was obsessed. These people all didn't play the game, they changed the game. They were obsessed with changing the game, okay? So he's saying find that inner fire and obsession for doing something great in your life inside of you and focus on that 100%. His other book he wrote was called The 10X Principle. And it literally just talks about 10xing your workload, right? Working 10 times harder on something that you love. But here's the thing. He always says you don't have to like something that you do to love it. Every single day he's like, there's things that I don't want to do, but I do it regardless. It's discipline. Okay, so Grant Cardone, Be Obsessed. Link is in the description. Now, another book that I'm reading at the moment is Pitch Anything. Now, I saw this guy called YouTube Creators on YouTube, and he said that this book really helps him, or really helped him build his business. And I remember seeing it all the time at Barnes & Noble because I spent a lot of time over there. And I would always just walk by it, like, yeah, pitch anything. Like, I already know how to pitch a product, etc., right? But I didn't really realize this book goes way deeper. It talks about frames, controlling frames in a social situation, setting the frame in the very beginning so you don't get played, okay? He talks about how literally we're always battling for frames, and it's kind of like the push-pull technique. This is used in dating, this is used in business, this is used in almost everything in life. You want to get good at this, playing with the energy, so you don't come off as pushy, but you don't lay down, okay? So the push-pull technique, here's an example. Let's say someone, you meet up with someone for a meeting, and then they say, all right, I'm glad we're both here right now. I only got 15 minutes. I got somebody else I got to go meet up with. He does something where he'll be like, oh, that's great. I only have 14. Now, they see that you're joking, right? There's some humor in there, right? Because 14 is like, it's not, when they say 15, they're not being completely 100% serious, right? They're just exaggerating. They're giving just like an average number. But if you say 14 and it's an exact number, what you're trying to do is just show them the principle behind what you're doing. The implication is that you see the frame that they try to set, and now you're playing with it. You're having fun with it because you're not going to allow them to have the upper hand and put you on a time frame where you have to rush. You see what I'm saying? So it's setting the frame. There's a lot of good stuff in that book. Link in description. Secret Language of Influence. This book, I actually want to read it again. Blew my mind, okay? There is some incredible stuff in here. Let me just read some of these chapters to you guys. So, breaking buying patterns. Toward buyers and away buyers. So these are people that are, moving away or not, like receptive, unreceptive. Buyer tortoise versus buyer hares. Buyers who like proof versus buyers who don't. Artist buyers, accountant buyers, big picture buyers. This is so powerful. Strategic listening, the ultimate objection handling tool, etc., etc. That book, all these books, have a lot of manipulation tactics in it. But the thing is, as human beings on planet Earth, we're always dealing with manipulation. And subconsciously, we are manipulating even if we want to or not. The main thing is we need to have our intentions right. What is the purpose behind why we are trying to influence or manipulate, right? That's the main thing. You want to have your foundation correct. The only negotiation book you will ever need. There is so much good stuff in here that I literally read this book 3 times when I was selling cars. And each time I read it, I would up my closing ratio. Danger, fast track ahead, do it yourself. Negotiation is all around us. Bartering back through time. Ooh, I like that one. Start from the ending. See what the result is. Outcome thinking. A lot of people say be outcome dependent, but life is about balance, so you want to be in the middle. Types of negotiation, the reason why, the negotiation game, when they don't want to play. If you don't think negotiation is part of your life, think again. Know yourself and your goals. Know your opponent. Background information. Analyze your alternatives. Meeting yourself. The Intimidator. And now this one's dope. Chapter 4 talks about all the different types of negotiators. We all are a different type. So there's the Intimidator, the Flatterer, the Seducer, the Complainer, the Arguer, the Logical Thinker, the Negotiating Personalities, Aggressive, Dominant, Passive, Submissive, Logical, Analytical, Friendly and Collaborative, Evasive and Uncooperative, Expressive and Communicative. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Playing dumb, conducting interrogations, a shouting match, taken by surprise. Wow, I need to read this again. Delay of the game. One winner, one loser. When no one wins, knowing when to opt out. Clinching the deal. What's stopping you? Building trust, collaborative effort, improving your skills, enduring relationships, enjoying the ride, your report card of success. Beautiful, beautiful book. Link in the description. Now, the final one. This is a book that I know a couple of my mentors have read more than 10 times. And when I say my mentors, these are just people that I look up to, that I either watch on YouTube and I contact ever so often, or it could be people that I'm in direct contact with every day. Regardless, You can be mentored. You don't have to meet somebody, okay? You don't have to go out and climb mountains to find mentors, okay? You can mentor yourself. Here's the book. And I don't even have to say the title. Everybody knows by just looking at it. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Now, I've read this book twice or 3 times. Or 2.5. Whatever. But I always refer back to it. And the thing about that book is it's a very agreeable book. The whole premise behind that book is to be an agreeable person and not to argue and not to cause any friction to influence, right? To gain, and you know, that is how you win friends and influence people. You want to be as agreeable as possible, okay? Now, I believe that there's a balance in that as well, in certain situations. But at the same time, you will get the best outcomes by being agreeable. Why? Because if you're being honest and you're being real, and somebody's trying to manipulate you, just walk away. Just remove yourself from the situation, and you'll only attract the right people in your life. I know a lot of guys who use a lot of manipulation to get girls' attention, but what type of girls do you think you're going to get? It's the type of girls that are already accustomed to manipulation. They're already accustomed to playing mind games. Those are the type of girls you're going to get in your life. And yeah, they're fun because they cause a lot of drama. They're exciting, emotional roller coaster. They're wild. They like to have fun. I get that. So you really just got to find out who you are and then what you want out of life, right? What I want out of life is influence. I want to actually make a difference here. I'm leaning less towards egotistical pleasure and more towards creating a long-lasting impression or fingerprint or like legacy. That's where I'm leaning more towards. So I really like How to Win Friends and Influence People because it is a handbook on how to be a good person, okay? Very, very good book. I guess, let me read off some of these too. These chapters. You know, when you read off the titles of the chapters, you can really figure out what you're going to get into. Check it out. Okay. Do this and you'll be welcome anywhere. A simple step to make a good first impression. You can't win an argument. A sure way of making enemies and how to avoid it. If you're wrong, admit it. The Secrets of Socrates. When nothing else works, try this. What everybody wants. And I'm going to tell you right now, that chapter is about self-importance. Everybody wants a feeling of self-importance. What everybody does is to try to feel loved. That is the reason behind what they're doing. Loved or hated, same thing. Same flip side of the same coin. They just want to feel important. Anyways, so those books they have changed my life and they continue to change my life. I plan to read all these books multiple times. So these are like the powerhouse 5 books that I picked out. All the links are in the description. It's going to go to my Amazon affiliate link. Just so you know, you're going to be supporting me and my channel if you buy the books through my links. And so I appreciate that. And remember, everything that I say is just the frame of mind. People are like, the frame of mind. The frame of my mind, my perspective, the way I see it. So it's my frame. Play on words there. You guys have a good one. Peace out.